When you first get into FPV, everyone tells you about the drone, the goggles, and the controller. But nobody tells you about this. Hex drivers, spare screws, lipo straps, cables, props, soldering gear, smoke stoppers, random 3D parts, and all the little bits and bobs you didn't think you need until your drone breaks. And suddenly that £3 part is the difference between flying today or being grounded for a week. But buying everything at once gets expensive fast. So in this video, I'm going to break down the FPV accessories beginners should buy first, what can wait, and what's just nice to have. And by the end of this video, you should know what to put in your FPV tool bag first without wasting money. I've split this into 4 sections: beginner essentials, quality of life upgrades, repair tools, and just nice to haves. I'll also put a rough cost of each item and where I put it from, but I won't say it out for every item because that will get boring fast. Now, this isn't everything you can buy for FPV, it's just what I would prioritize if I was to start again. This first section is the stuff I'd want almost immediately. Not because it's exciting, but because these are the things that keep you flying. First up, we have a charger and a charging board. The one I have here is the Hota D6 Pro, and it's very popular amongst the FPV community. We all get excited about buying our first drone, but one of the first real accessories you need after batteries is a charger. And without one, the drone is useless. A charging board can also make charging multiple batteries easier, but beginners need to understand safety first. If you haven't charged batteries in parallel, I suggest you look it up first before you do it. To go along with your charger and balance board, I highly recommend also picking up a lipo bag. Cheap compared to replacing anything damaged by a battery accident. Especially if you end up burning down your house, this is something you do not want to do. This is useful not only for storage but traveling as well. The one I have is from HobbyMate or from iFlight. The iFlight one comes with organizers, which is great, and some side pockets. It adds a basic layer of safety and makes battery storage less chaotic. Next up is hex drivers. Now, you don't need electric tools at the start. A basic set of common FPV sizes is enough. I picked up these from Amazon and they're fantastic. The shaft is also long enough, making it easier to access tight spaces. Most FPV repairs start with removing small screws, so this is one of the most used tools. Next up is a small precision screwdriver set. Now, this isn't necessarily specific to FPV, but it includes things like tweezers, a spudger, small bits like Phillips heads and flatheads, a sim pin, which most people lose, and other useful random tools. These could be good for like goggles, action cameras, radios, or other little accessories. It fills the gaps that normal FPV hex drivers just don't cover. We then have a prop removal tool, and the one I have here from iFlight actually doubles up as a hex tool as well, a 1.5 and 2mm. This is useful when you're traveling as it has such a small footprint, and it makes changing props very quick and easy in the field. Next up is spare props. Now, I wouldn't necessarily consider this an FPV accessory or tool, as props are consumables in FPV. Beginners and pros break them frequently, so always keep more than you think you need. It's definitely worthwhile picking up spare props when you buy your first drone. A broken prop can end your session instantly, even if the drone is fine. Prop nuts is also something that can be overlooked. They're small, they're cheap, and they're easy to lose, and annoying to order separately. And keeping a few in your tool bag is essential. In some instances, if you crash and you're on turtle mode, you're trying to free up your drone and your prop nut comes loose. And all of a sudden you have spare props, but you don't have a nut to replace, and that can end your session really fast. Battery straps, as they can wear out, snap, or get cut in crashes. So keeping a few spare is essential. Useful for securing your different battery sizes. So if you can pick up a variety pack, that will be great. And these can also double up as extensions for bigger batteries. The next set of items I've grouped together. So electrical tape is always useful for quick fixes. It can hold down loose wires temporarily, and it's good for battery leads, motor wires, or protecting something until it's properly fixed. Don't present it as a permanent solution, although some FPV pilots do. USB-C cables are always useful. Now, this isn't necessarily something you need to buy, as you probably have them lying around the house, but just note that not all USB cables are made equal. Some are only used for charging and not transferring data. That's why sometimes when you plug in your drone to Betaflight, it doesn't connect because it doesn't transfer data. So if you find a few USB cables that actually work, keep these aside for your FPV tool bag. Other useful items here are things like zip ties, cable ties, rubber bands or elastic bands if you're from America, Just keep these aside as they're always useful. And the final items for section 1 is a good set of ND filters. These are the ones I have from Freewell, and if you're someone that wants to film cinematic FPV and you want to have that natural locomotion blur, you need ND filters to control your shutter speed. This is not essential if you are practicing or doing some freestyle in most cases, but I highly recommend picking up a set of ND filters. Now all of this can accumulate pretty fast, so you want to store them somewhere. So picking up a electrical organizer or tool bag will be really handy. This is the one I picked up from Amazon. It's nothing special and it's not branded, so it's really inexpensive, but it makes carrying all the tools within this section really handy. I would also recommend stocking up your tool bag with some of these household essentials. These are things you not need to overthink. Many of these things you already have at home. The old toothbrush is great for cleaning dirt, grass and dust from parts. This is the cheap save the day pile. Most of it costs almost nothing, but it becomes useful at random moments. So if I was starting again, this would be my first beginner kit, as it pretty much covers all the essentials that you need, not only to keep flying, but to do some basic repairs. That concludes our section 1. Now let's take a look at some quality life upgrades. This can make FPV less annoying, and these items can save you a lot of time. First up, we have a smoke stopper. You use this before plugging in a battery after making any electrical changes, and this helps protect against any shorts. Especially useful once soldering or modifying drones. And that way it will save your electronics and weeks of waiting for ordering replacements again. Next up, we have something new on the list that I recently received, and this is the M4 Pocket Portable Charger. Now this is not essential. However, if you're in the field and maybe you have a USB-C power bank, this is great to charge up your lipo batteries. This works up to 4S. And you can even reverse charge your lipos to charging your phone, for instance. To pair this, there's also the Toolkit RC MC8 lipo checker. So if you need to check if all your cells in your lipo are working or at the same voltage, this is a really handy tool. You can even balance charge your lipos and it works up to 6S. It also has a few nice other features that you can use. It saves you time and it makes battery management easier when you're flying away from home. Here we have an electric compressed air blower or turbo fan, depending how you want to call it. The one I have here I picked up from Amazon, and this is useful not only for cleaning out dust, grass or dirt from your drone, but you can use it for other things around the house too, like maybe cleaning your camera equipment or starting fires for a barbecue. I mainly use this for keeping my drone cool when I'm working on the bench, especially here in Cyprus when it gets very hot and you're working in 30-degree heat. Fly will also have a version, and this one's great because you can actually use it to discharge lipos. This is one of my favorite tools, and it's an electric screwdriver or precision set. I can't stress enough how much time this can save, especially when you have lots of screws on your drone and you're trying to tighten them up or loosen them up for repairs. This is so convenient. The mini precision set isn't electric, however, this is pretty handy on the go as it has such a small footprint and still has all the essential tools I need. It speeds up repetitive work, but beginners should not rely on it for everything. Now, if you're someone that flies tiny whips a lot, and you might have a struggle with this one, but a micro prop removal tool. You mainly use this for tiny whips or 2S little drones. Not needed for everyone, but makes small prop changes much easier without damaging motors or props. And to pair this, I would also pick up a 1S lipo charger. This is the one I have from GEP-RC, and it has both connector types. So depending on your tiny whoop, whether it takes the BT2 connector or the old style connector, this covers you for both. And it's really fast charging, and it can work with both a lipo or USB-C. Now the final two items in this section is a model making hobby toolkit and a hobby cutting mat. You can actually pick these up together from Amazon pretty cheap. Just note that some of the tools may be low quality, but it includes really useful bits like files, tweezers, cutting knives, etc. It's a good starter pack, but not all the tools will last.
No.
It gives you a broad set, tools cheaply, but expect some compromises. And a hobby mat is actually really useful so you don't make any marks or scratches on your desk. Ask me how I know. So if you're ever cutting tape, foam parts, prints, or heat shrink, this becomes really useful. It makes your repair space cleaner and stops destroying your table. Now, if I was to pick two upgrades from this list that I would buy first, it would be the smoke stopper, because that one protects your drone, and an electric screwdriver set, because that will save you so much time for repetitive tasks. The MC8 and the M4 pocket charger are nice, but it isn't something that I would prioritize in day one, especially in this list for section 2. Now, if you're finding this video useful so far, I have put links to all the tools that I've mentioned in this video in the description box down below. And while you're at it, I'd also appreciate if you can hit that like button, as it tells me that you enjoy content like this, and it also tells YouTube to push it out to more people so they can watch this video and see what accessories to pick up, especially if they're a beginner or someone looking to get an FPV and they might not be aware of what accessories to buy. Section 3 is your repair kit for when things start to break. At some point in your FPV journey, it stops being just about flying, but maintaining and repairing your drones. First in this list is a good soldering iron. The one I have here is the Fernsey HS02, and this is great because it comes with an extra set of tips, solder, and this really handy toolbox. And this is really useful for making FPV repairs. It's almost essential here. It stops you being dependent on someone else every time something breaks. And to go pair with this, even though the kit I have has solder, I'm not sure how good the quality is, but picking up a good solder makes the job much easier. The additional one that I purchased is from TBS, as it also includes some flux as well, making it soldering a lot easier. Now, a lot of people talk about flux when soldering, and this helps solder flow better, making messy solder joints easier to fix. It's one of those small things beginners underestimate. Now, this isn't one in my kit, but it's one I'm planning to get next, but it's solder wick. It's used to remove excess solder, and it's helpful for when you mess things up. And it gives you a way to undo your mistakes. Now, even though we have a hobby cutting mat, we want to have a silicone soldering mat. And this is heat resistant and protects your desk. It even has small compartments to help keep screws and parts organized. It gives you a safer, cleaner place to work. And this is something you'll learn the hard way, but this is something called a third hand. And this is really useful to hold your wires and components while soldering, because you're going to have your solder in one hand and your soldering iron in the other, but you need to hold your components. So this is what this tool is for, and it's a really handy tool. The next set of tools in your repair kit is wire strippers, needle nose pliers, and flush cutters. Now, you can actually pick up this set from iFixit on Amazon. I got mine independently, which is why my wire strippers are different. Wire strippers are pretty much obvious here. It's cleaner than using scissors or teeth, and it even has the gauge numbers so you know the correct wire size when you're stripping wires before soldering. Needle nose pliers are good for holding small components, useful for bending, gripping, and reaching tight spaces. These ones are great because they're actually really thin. And the final one here is flush cutters. These are great for cutting cable ties, wires, and small plastic bits. Cleaner than scissors and useful in almost every build or repair. Now, this one was a bit of an impulse buy by me. However, this eventually did come in handy when building my first drone, and this is a cordless rotary tool. It's definitely not beginner or essential, but it's useful for modifying frames, 3D prints, small cuts, or smoothing out parts. Can damage things quickly if you're careless. I picked this up from Amazon, comes with a case and most of the tools that you have inside, and a USB-C cable. These next items I'll group together, but it's Loctite, fabric tape, and heat shrink. Loctite is used to help screws stay in place with the vibration, and do not use where it can damage plastic such as your props. And fabric tape is pretty useful for securing wires, cleaner and tougher than plastic tape in some places, and it's good for builds or repairs. Some people even use it to replace the plastic wire guard motors, as these are usually sharp when break and can cut your motor wires. And finally, heat shrink. These can come in all sorts of colors and protect solder joints and wires, and makes repairs look cleaner, and also helps prevent shorts. The last two here are not essential, but let's say you're a YouTube creator, a set of digital scales helps, because that way you can weigh your drones to check if it hits that magic sub 250 gram drone, or you just want to see how heavy your drone is. This is also good for comparing battery setups and accessories. It helps you understand whether you need to shed some weight for your drone. Finally is a multimeter. Now, I went a bit overboard with mine, but I can use this for other things other than just for FPV. And it's used for checking your voltage, continuity, and diagnosing faults. Important once building or repairing. This can look intimidating, but basic checks are simple. You can actually ask ChatGPT and it will guide you. From this section, the tools that I would prioritize first is a good soldering iron, wire strippers, and some needle nose pliers. These will probably be the most used tools within this section. Section 4 is your nice to haves. None of this is stuff you need straight away. However, it can make FPV life much easier, especially as your collection starts to get out of control. The first one here is your hardware pack. Now, I actually have two, one from GetPassC and from Flywoo. Now, Flywoo actually have two variants with an M2 and M3 pack, whereas GetPassC just have one. The great thing about these is they include pretty much everything, such as screws, nuts, straps, tools, dampers, random spares, etc. They will even have things like hex drivers and prop removal tools. So this might make sense picking up earlier, as it comes with tools essential, especially if you're someone that wants to get into FPV building. It saves you ordering one tiny part with expensive shipping. Next up is a toolbox or storage organizer. You would have seen throughout this video we've accumulated quite a lot of FPV accessories and tools, and we need a place to store them all. The organizer that we picked up in the first section isn't going to be enough to store everything. You don't need to go crazy with this. You can pick up a toolbox from a hardware store. I picked up mine from €10. I actually picked up tool to keep up spares. It helps keep everything organized and it keeps FPV from slowly taking over your house. Now, these next items aren't necessarily FPV specific. However, if you're in the RC hobby world and you race cars, these will actually be pretty useful and always handy to have in your kit. Things like curved scissors, which are useful for body kits, trimming and awkward cutting. A body reamer is used for making clean holes in plastic or mounts. Files, these are useful for smoothing edges, good for small FPV frames or 3D prints. So if you're a beginner, don't buy everything at once. Start with the tools that keep you flying, such as a charger, lipo safe bag, hex tools, and a storage organizer. Then when you're flying more frequently, invest in the tools that save you time. And then when things start to break, that's when things like a soldering iron and repair tools start to make sense. But FPV pilots are probably the worst to ask about FPV accessories because there's always something new to buy. So let me know in the comments, what's that one FPV accessory you think every beginner should have? And did I miss anything? And if you're new to FPV, check out this video here. Otherwise, YouTube recommends this.
What? I don't know, how do you manage to do that? Where did you buy them?